Hello, my name is Arvind. I'm second year medical student. Today I'll be examining your lungs. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay. Uh, can I know your name and age, please?
I'm actually understanding.
Okay. Do you have any past history of pneumonia?
No,
Do you drink or smoke?
no.
Okay.
Inspiration can already yield signs for pulmonary condition such as barrel chest caused by emphysema. Additional diagnostic clues include attentive respiration rate and imbalanced blur inspiration and expiration, or signs of emphysema such as intercostal reticulations or a notable use of accessory muscles of inspiration respiration. Now begin the percussion of the lungs. The examiner places one middle finger firmly on the patient's chest and striking it with the middle finger of the other hand. Physiologically, the air-filled pulmonary tissue should produce a resonance sound below the sever of the lungs. Musculation produces a dull sound, and percussion of the lungs is always performed on both the sides and should follow a precodomedian pattern. The examination usually starts about the hands width laterally to the spine and then moves cardially, altering between both the sides. In the lower therapeutic area, the percussion is also conducted from medial to lateral. Dullness to percussion can indicate effusion or, for example, a tumor in central hyperresonance. Results from emphysema or pneumothorax. The mobility of the lungs is best addressed by first determining the transition from resonance to dullness on the complete exhalation, which corresponds to the inferior border of the deflated lungs. Percussion is then repeated on maximum inspiration to find the border while the lungs are inflated. The distillation between both borders determine the pulmonary respiratory mobility. Unilateral dullness to percussion should always be compared to the other side to confirm the findings. Pulmonary effusion typically presents as a dullness that rises from medial to lateral. Respiratory expansion of the thorax can be checked by palpation. During expiration, examiner places both the hands on the lateral thorax and applies a mild pressure to create skin folds. On inspiration, the folds should vanish bilaterally. In case of the impaired ventilation, for example, in a pneumothorax, respiratory expansion can be asymmetric. Palpation is also used to access tactical firmities. If the patient is asked to say the word 99,
99.
Closely related to tactile firmitis is bronchial sulfurous. In this, the patient is asked to whisper the number 66 while the examiner auscultates the lungs. If the sound conduction is greater, then the whisper is louder. If the sound conduction is lesser, the whisper is quiet, or it disappears completely.
Closely related to tactical vermitis is bronchial sphilis. The patient is asked to whisper 66 while the examiner oscillates the lungs. Auscultation allows evaluation of breath sounds which can be diminished, increased for instance, furthermore than the ratio of the inspiration to expiration time should be noted auscultation. It reveals dry or wet carpals or pulmonary fiction. Rope breath sound is heard in normal pulmonary tissue. Auscultation in the upper airways, the bronchial breathing sounds which have higher pitch in comparison. Bronchial breathing sound is heard over pulmonary tissue are called as pathological or hints. Evaluating the right middle lobe is best achieved to anterior auscultation. Therefore, if pneumonia is suspected, lung should be examined from anterior as well. Auscultation is not limited to lungs. It should also include trachea. Trachea stenosis is produced. Inspiratory stenosis, which can be best heard posteriorly in the paraventricular area and anteriorly above the sternum.